Ikaw lamang ang aking ibigin magpakailanman.
This is one of Celeste Legaspi's trademark songs, among a long list of hit singles and albums that reached gold or platinum marks. The OPM icon has received countless accolades, including the Outstanding Performance Award in 1976 from the World Popular Song Festival in Tokyo, where she sang Puso Mong Nagmamahal, the Aliw Award for Entertainer of the Year in 1978, and the Outstanding Women in the Nation Service Award in 1989. In 2010, she and Zenaida Amador were the first recipients of the Natatanging Gawad Buhay, a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Philippine Legitimate Stage Artists Group, or PhilStage, for their lifetime achievements and contributions to the professionalization of Philippine performing arts. This week on Profiles, we get up close and personal with a legendary singer and actress and learn more about her evolving artistry, political activism, and her latest project, Ang Larawan, the movie. Celeste Legaspi, welcome to Profiles.
Thank you.
Great to be with you. Now, artistry runs in your genes. Tell us what it was like growing up with national artist Cesar Legaspi.
Actually, I didn't know that he was an artist. He was working like any other father. The difference, I guess, is that there was a huge easel beside our dining table, and he would work on it every morning, and then he'd go to work. Advertising, he was in advertising to support us, and then when he comes home, he'd paint again. And then Saturdays and Sundays, he was always painting.
How did you become interested in music?
Actually, when I was a little girl, I was drawing. That's the natural thing for me, drawing, and then making arte in front of the mirror. Yun, I remember that. And I remember that because my sisters would always say, arte-arte mo. So I said, sige, maarte ako. And as a matter of fact, I was in grade school, and I made this drawing na Mother Mary at the age of 13. I don't know why that's the title, but I thought it was a very pretty drawing, and it won a prize, and I was so proud of it. And then I noticed that my father was painting, and then I noticed ang galing-galing ng tatay ko. So I said, ayoko na mag-drawing. Although in my older years, I have gone back to drawing.
Yeah, so you take after your father, huh?
Well, let me just say it's not like my father. So. On the walls, yeah. Yes. Here. They're all, see that? It's all Madubani inspired, I think those two are Nonoy's, I have to be honest. But everything else is mine.
And if you can show us you have Nonoy's work hanging all over too. Let's talk about some of these drawings here. He was in this black and white moment. According to him, this is crucifixion ata, or something like that. So, pa-deep siya dyan. Two metal chickens. Yeah. They were part of the set of one of our musicals, Alikabok. We had a scene where they have mga manok na Sabong.
Sabong. So that's the set made by Gino Gonzalez.
Wonderful.
I was in grade school, and I won in a children's party. I won by singing. And I went home, and I remember I was telling my mother, Mama, nanalo ko. I actually got, I think, several pesos or something. I can't remember anymore.
You started singing in your kindergarten years, and in school you performed the lead roles.
St. Paul College in Quezon City.
Yes, and then later you went to school in Marinol. You performed the lead roles, was it in Showboat, among others?
Yes.
So you got into theater at a very young age.
Oh yeah,
and you've developed
because St. Paul College, Manila, where we moved to, Father James B. Reuter was there. But even before Father Reuter, there was Doctora Felicidad Mendoza.
Yes, so they're known for that, no?
Now, Doctora Mendoza, she got me to work in community theater. So I got to work I got to do moro-moros,
Wow.
comedias. My training is very different because of that.
You also worked with national artist Rolando Tino. You started doing plays with him.
Yes.
What was that experience like?
Rolando saw me in a comedia that Doctora Mendoza produced and directed in Fort Santiago when they still had the theater there, the Raja Sulaiman Theater. And he saw me there, and he was going to do, it was going to open the little theater in the CCP. This was way back in the 70s. He wanted me to do the lead. And he said, you're going to be with Daisy Avellana, and I thought I was going to die. Aurelio Stanislao, all of these legends of Philippine
You were so
theater.
young then, yeah.
And I was like 18, I think, or 17, I think. Anyway, I told him, no, I don't like. I said like that because, my God, I'll die. I said, my God, niligawan ako ni Rolando to do, until I can't believe that I said no to Rolando Tino. Buti na lang, he said, you know, you can do it, I'll take care of you, etc. And I believed him, and that one production alone, it was like I took a master's class under
Wow.
Rolando.
That was, which play was that? That was
Principe Baldovino.
Didn't you also do some translations by Rolando
Of
Tino of
course.
things like Minnie Riperton's Loving You?
I was like a regular member of Teatro Pilipino, which is the theater company of Rolando. One of the activities was his translations. And we held 3 concerts. One was Aurelio Stanislao, who is one of our greatest tenors, doing arias that was translated by Rolando. And then the other one was Conching Rosal, who is one of our best sopranos ever, doing translations of Rolando, arias. And then me, little me with pop songs. I will never forget those translations. And aside from that, it was those translations that made me understand Filipino lyric.
Yes, to appreciate it
To
more,
appreciate
no?
it, to see how... I was very fortunate because I was working with the genius, Rolando Tino. Of course, I didn't know it at the time, but I knew it underneath my skin that he's a genius, you know. And I would always be grateful that he chose me to sing his beautiful, beautiful Filipino words.
As lucky as you were to have him, lucky he was lucky to have you too. In the middle of all this, of course it was hard to keep up a family, and when you married Nonoy Gallardo, a famous, an advertising man, but also an OPM composer. What was it like? What's it like working with your husband on songs and music?
It's very hard. When I married him, he was just writing lyrics as a hobby and composing. I was working in this advertising agency, and he was the one who got me my job. And then I was going to go off on a date with my boyfriend then. And then he brought out the guitar and he said, I have a song for you. And then it was an original. He wrote it. And it went like, I thought the day would end without a song, etc., etc. But then Celeste came. And I was like,
wow.
And he had some, I mean, it's the first time I heard it. It's an original, he wrote it, and I was, wow. I said,
did you fall in love?
And then I went on the date with that boy. So I was like, my goodness, this fellow, huh? And then later on we got married, and he wrote the lyrics of Saranggola ni Pepe using my son's ukulele. My son Ige was turning 3. And I say it's very hard to work with him because I have a hard time memorizing his lyrics. They're very hard lyrics. For Saranggola, for Tuliro, very hard. I always make mistakes.
Because my wife is a singer, so I had a little inclination in writing little songs. So when she started singing solo, I started writing songs for her. Because she's also an actress, that's why when she sings, you can see that she tries to understand the lyrics. It's not just, she's acting out the lyrics.
Once upon a time, the Filipinos were so elegant, and you know, we were about music and the arts, and It's just that after the war destroyed all that, World War II destroyed all that.